with no long lines unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Madsen's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
In a world where Wi-Fi battles rage and bandwidth is never enough, one family dares to connect it all. Work from home, influence all day, stream all night, and game to win. Deadlines, downloads, and dance-offs, all happening under one roof, flawlessly. Can your internet provider do that? Fiber fuel your household at allofiber.com/all-in.
Geode Health is now open in Lincoln, bringing high-quality mental health care to the community. Located downtown near Lincoln Central Business District, this is Geode's first location in Nebraska and part of a growing national footprint. Now welcoming patients to work with Dr. Eric Curry, board-certified outpatient psychiatrist specializing in adult mental health care, including treatment for ADHD, anxiety, depression, mood disorders, medication management, and more. Geode is also growing in its Lincoln Care Team, with opportunities for therapists interested in collaborative, patient-centered care. Appointments available now. Visit geodehealth.com. That's GEODE health.com.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine. Are you looking for something different for lunch or dinner in Lincoln? Big 8 is now open at 1226 P Street, serving seafood boils and Asian cuisine. Get your hands messy with fresh, flavorful seafood boils, hot, cold, and made to share. Or enjoy classic Chinese and Asian dishes, perfect for lunch, dinner, or a night out with friends and family. Big flavors, generous portions, and a brand new dining experience. Big 8, now open in Lincoln.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, a matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with plenty of room for advancement.
Is your furnace ready for the cold winter? Call the pros at Bryant. No matter what make or model, Bryant will perform a thorough heating check, giving you peace of mind, or steps to ensure a warm home throughout the season. Bryant also offers free second opinion heat exchange checks. Before you spend thousands on a new furnace, let Bryant check it free. Anytime you need furnace service or repair, just call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing, 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and right now at Koppel, we are offering big discounts on all of our inventory. 2026 GMC Terrains are leasing at $279 per month or buy for $27,690. 2026 Canyons leasing for $269 or buy for $40,980. Also right now, all new Equinox EVs and all half-ton trucks are starting at $12,000 off MSRP. These are just a few examples of some of the aggressive pricing going on right now at Koppel. Please stop on in or check us out at koppelcars.com. All these with $2,500 down with approved credit.
A new year means it's time to try new things. If you haven't tried Führer's cheese spread yet, the time is now. For the days you don't want to go to the gym, don't worry. Führer's cheese spread is there to cheer you up. And for the days you do get to the gym, why not celebrate when you get back with the best dip around? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's cheese spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. It's time to go one-on-one with DP. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Sponsored by the Downtown Lincoln Foundation. Here is your host, Derek Pearson.
Tuesday. Boom. He's back. 2 days. It's a 2-day tour. Here today and tomorrow. Lionheart Live tomorrow. Then I'm off to Orem, Utah to help pay tribute and to cover Husker wrestling against Utah Valley. The homecoming for the one and only the Brock Hardy. And to get the Huskers wrestling team set up for Big Tens. It's 11:03 in the city. 59 degrees. Mother Nature, you sexy, sexy thing. Oh, way to go. Well done. Well done, well done, well done. You can be a part of what we're doing. 402-464-5685. You want to be a part of what we're doing, hit us up. You can follow on all the live video streams. Please do. Because we'd like to hear from you. See what's going on in studio along the way. Greatly appreciate that. Bach, kind sir, haven't seen you in a minute. How the heck are you?
Hey, not too bad. Like you said, we welcome you back with some nice weather today. So I don't think we can be doing too bad. And of course, it's a big day for Husker basketball. And one of my favorite players as a young man, his record's about to be broken. Kerry Cohen. It looks like Price Stanford's going to break that record. So it is. I've been holding on to that record for a long time. I think I hold it more dearly than Kerry does himself.
It's pretty good. I just heard from Peter Covell at Husker Tennis. He's on his way.
Okay.
So we will get him in the system and get him all prepared. He had a big week. The Go Big, the Give Big Red event that was going on that he talked about last week, and I'll let him tell the story. But the results were pretty cool to see how you all lined up for Husker men's tennis. Greatly appreciated, and I know he will have many thanks when he shows up in the door. Big week for them. Again, lots of Husker news. Again, Husker basketball in a big evening tonight. 8:00 tip against Iowa. And Bach, we can cover this now. This is must-win territory. For Iowa. How about that? The pressure is on the Hawkeyes at home, hosting a playing well Nebraska basketball program with its hottest player, Price Stanford, carrying some luggage when he shows up in the building today. And Iowa's coming itself. I mean, Nebraska's lost 3 out of 5. But again, that list of Michigan, Illinois, and Purdue, that is, if we said any of those teams made the Final Four, we're not surprised. So, but I think the same can be said for Nebraska. And having the discussions, and they're battling each other, they're beating each other. We know that the Big Ten basketball conference is a meat grinder. We know that, and that's what's shown. Watch, circle Michigan State and their last 6 games. Watch Illinois and having to battle. Watch Michigan has got a big week. Bach, Michigan's got Duke this week. They've got Duke. Look, it may have seemed like a really good idea at the time, and it may still be a good idea. Because if they can get their hands on Duke and do some damage, it's a statement. But, Bach, things could go left against Duke from Michigan. It could go left. They power rank the games, and this and Michigan versus Illinois later in the week. Those 2 games are the 2 most high-powered games in all of college basketball. down the stretch before we get to tournament time.
Well, Michigan's got Purdue at Purdue
Well,
tonight
Purdue
even as well.
You got Purdue, Duke, Illinois. hey, no free rides. But it's a must-win. I was coming into tonight having lost 2 straight. And on social media, it's pretty interesting just to have people have the discussion about Iowa basketball. But I love the fact that Nebraska, as a part of this thing, that Nebraska, I don't know if other Husker fans are like me in this, that when Iowa media says that this is a must-win, because if they do not win tonight against Nebraska, things get shaky, that this is a must-win for Iowa in order for them to relax and exhale when it comes to March, getting in the tournament, for them getting a proper seed and not having to go through the real meat grinder of 4 or 5 games in the Big Ten Conference, and that Nebraska can make a mess of it all for Iowa. I get giddy over the idea of pouring salt in Iowa's basketball soup tonight. Like this is how it was. The thing. This is how it was lined up, and I'll read this. This is from one of the Iowa accounts. Who's going to help Bennett Sturts? The glaring issue is that against Maryland, Tavion Banks added 13 points, but no one else hit double digits. It was even worse against Purdue. Sturts led the way as usual with 19 points, but saw absolutely no help from anyone else. While Iowa may have the best player on the floor in Bennett Sturts, Nebraska has too many offensive weapons that can outpace Iowa's other scorers. In my mind, and this is the writer saying, Iowa drops the 3rd straight and things get interesting down the stretch as the Hawkers appear to be on a collision course with the NCAA tournament bubble. The Iowa media prediction was Nebraska by 4. Hey, things could get saucy at Iowa because of a loss at home to Nebraska. Bach, what say you?
Well, I certainly hope that's the case, right? I mean, Iowa is not a friend of Nebraska. They've definitely spoiled our soup before, so I'd love to do it in reverse to them. And I can see where, maybe the frustration starts to mount as far as getting the big win. They're 0-5 against top 25 teams this year. Obviously you want to make those big time statements. Right now, you look at bracketology. ESPN did it this morning. They have them as an 8 seed. Obviously, as their schedule actually picks up a little bit down the stretch, that's where the worry comes from, because they got to go at Wisconsin after this game, one of the toughest teams, one of the up and coming teams, hottest teams in the Big Ten. They've also got a shot, as we know, coming back to Nebraska before the year ends. They've got a game against Michigan at home, so it's 2 ways to look at that. Obviously, always is that's a difficult road, or hey, there's the opportunity. But it sounds like the faith is less there for them to kind of pick it up and get those big time wins, and they desperately need one. So, this could be big for them. Bennett Sturts, absolutely an incredible player. Ben McCollum in his first year there at Iowa. I always liked what Fran McCaffrey did. He was at least entertaining, if nothing else. But they got tired. But part of that was him getting kind of over the hump. They'd have great players, Luka Garza, Keegan Murray, all those guys, dating back to even 2010 or 9, whenever he took that job. But they never, I don't think they ever got to the Sweet 16. So they're as a program are trying to get over a hump and hoping that Ben McCollum can get it done. If Nebraska can start to muddy the waters there in Iowa, even better, as the Huskers obviously try to improve themselves and their odds of moving up seeding.
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic to think. This is an Iowa team that averages 7 points a game. They shoot 50 from the field. They have some rebounding issues as well, and Nebraska fans, can kind of unpucker when they understand that that's a real thing for everybody else. They'll give up 10 turnovers a game. 10 turnovers a game. But they're 15 assists to 10 turnovers a game, and that's kind of how it plays out. Style of game, but relying heavily on Sturts to get it done has been the issue. And for Husker fans, as you watch tonight's game, again, remember, a Husker win tonight absolutely pours an entire bottle of salt in Iowa's soup. and that's always good soup. That's always good soup to do that. Let's bring him in. He's coming off some wonderful news for the program. Head coach Peter Cobell, Husker men's tennis. Coach, what's good, baby?
Sorry I'm late, DP. We had some we had some fires some coals in the fire this morning, so we were getting to work.
You have a job, sir.
So try and be on time for the show, but I appreciate you still squeezing me in.
No, you have time. Listen, you have a job. It's kind of important. Well, we appreciate you making time for us. You got other stuff. You got to get some dudes in the building, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're working. I mean, it was we had a match on Sunday. It was a tough match. The scoreboard didn't look great, 4-0 at home against Arkansas, but I thought honestly our guys did a better job against Arkansas than they did against Ole Miss. So sometimes I feel like the scoreboard doesn't always tell the truth or the whole story. So yeah, I mean, we had a team meeting this morning. We have an off weekend this weekend, so we have some time, 10 days to kind of get better. So we met this morning and made sure that, hey, like, we're 7-2, we're off to a great start. We've had a great season so far. We're only about a third of the way there, but yeah, either we're going to take these 2 losses and put our heads down and feel bad for ourselves, or we're going to, step right back into the fire and keep honing our craft and get better and better over this next week and a half, so we can be ready to go for the back half of the year.
It's funny too, because it's kind of like Husker basketball, where you say to people, even if I know Janet Jackson made the song, "What Have You Done For Me Lately?" But this program's sitting at 7-2, and I have to, as you said, sometimes the scoreboard tells you what you want to read or what you want to hear, but your 2 losses were where you were competitive. You had an opportunity, even in the doubles, came down to several 6-point sets that really could have gone the other way. As a matter of fact, you were 5-1.
Yeah, we were serving for Matt. We were up 5-1, 5-2, 5-3, and then we were up 5-1 in the breaker again on court 3. That's a brand new team with a new player coming. Matt Shear coming from another school, so he's still getting. It's really hard to come in January when you haven't been here the entire year. It's like asking a guy to go start on the football team, and they missed all the training camp, and they're just they're a good player, but they don't know the offense, so it takes time. But then we were serving for the doubles point or serving for the match on court 1 as well. So obviously if we win that doubles point, I think that's a 4-3 match either way for either us or Arkansas, and at home with another great crowd. I tend to think or hope to believe that we get through that one, but it's over. The guys are in good spirits. They're excited about everything. We're still not 100% healthy. We're waiting for another guy or 2 to get right. So yeah, I mean, the name of the game is you hope you have $1 in your pocket, $1 of change in your pocket, and sometimes you only got 75 cents, and you got to figure out how to get that 75 cents to be better than the other team that day. So part of this time now is to get a little bit better and also to get healthy, and I think we're doing both of those things pretty well.
You have 10 days before Oklahoma State comes to town.
Yep.
What are you looking for there? What are you trying to do over the 10 days?
Yeah, I mean, they're a great team. Head coach won a national championship as an assistant at Virginia, so obviously knows what the top end of a level looks like. We were able to beat them there last year, and they're off to a great start. They actually just beat Arkansas the weekend before at home 4-3. So they're playing really well right now. So it's not going to be an easy match at all. I'm sure they have us circled on their schedule after last year. So it doesn't get any easier for us going forward, and then it's a quick turnaround. We're on the road. We leave the next morning, and we're going down to Wichita State to play them on Sunday, and then it's Big Ten season. So we don't have any time to waste. We got to keep getting better. Oklahoma State obviously is the next team we got to prepare for, and there's some things that we can do. But at the end of the day, tennis is a game where it's really a lot about you, and you got to be able to do the basics very well. You have to have a great process, and ultimately it's a competition, and usually the guy that competes better and wants to win more finds a way to do so.
In that there are team goals, and then there's individual goals, And within that, to adjust the team, like to fine tune the team, you have to fine tune the individuals. There may be certain skills that you work with everybody. That seems like a lot to manage, Coach, to be able to go, okay, of the 6 individual singles players who played, evaluating each of their matches, point for point, play for play, then the doubles play, the pairs that you put together, their matches, individuals, and then eyes forward, because you have to look back, then here's where we are, and then looking forward. How do you manage all that? How do you decide what the priority of what you're going to work on for 10 days is? Like, how do you make that decision?
And I think this is where your coaching mentality and what you really value is important. For me and for our program, it's always going to be competition and toughness. And this time of the year, the guys, tennis is a game where there's a lot of different skills and coordination and feelings that you have on the court that you have to manage. And anytime you make a change technically or mechanically, you kind of eat away at that belief level a little bit for them. So the next match they play, they're probably not going to be their best. So in this time frame, we do a lot of that stuff late in the summer, early in the fall, or in the fall. And now it's really about honing in on your competition. If you're not doing something well, how well can you adjust and make it a little bit better that match? If you're not winning, what can you do to change the match? Whether it's your attitude, your energy, your game plan, all these things I think are much easier to change and work on right now in this part of the year than maybe something a little bit bigger that you might be able to get more out of the player in the future, but it's a bigger change that's going to affect some things going forward. So you try and be you try and draw up the right plan for our guys. And right now I don't think it's a tennis issue more so than just getting back to the basics and competing hard and doing our process right, making sure that we define that for each of the players, what that means for each one of them, because it is different, an individual sport. And then basically drilling that in their head and then being able to compete and do it for a long period of time over and over and over again. That's really more or less what tennis is. So
it's all interesting to me. From the text line, Texter says this tennis match could have gone either way. They were actually there and wanted to shout you out and say you got Coach Cabello is an outstanding coach. They wanted to be sure to put that in.
Thanks for coming. We appreciate it.
To do that thing. In other sports, it becomes a way of identifying where you stand, good or bad, or in between. For you, is the result the report card, or is the play the report card? Like when each of the individual players, you as a player, when you went through, you knew if you played as well as you could. Sometimes the scoreboard told you a different thing than how you played. As a coach, how do you manage this thing within the space that you're in?
Yeah, I think that's maybe a catch-22 almost. You don't always want to, if you're always winning and you're not doing it the right way, or if you're not doing it in a way that's going to help you continue to get better, it's eventually going to come back to bite you. And if you're losing and you're doing things the right way, but it's not enough, then you gotta find the fine line a little bit there. But I'm a big believer that you just have to maximize each player in your team, and you have to maximize the team that you have each year. And I think that the team that we have this year is able to do a lot of really special things. I think if we can continue to push them and they can continue to push themselves and buy into the process of what we're trying to do and build, I think, we're already off to a really good start. And I think, we can do some really amazing things this year. I try not to say what those are. We all want to win Big Ten championships and national titles, and that's always going to be our North Star as our goal. But for me, it's just about, can we get our 2 freshmen to be the very best they can? Can we get our 5 seniors to be the very best they can? Can we get all the guys in between to come out and be their very best version of themselves each and every single match? And I think if you do that over time, they start to feel the confidence and the belief, and I think the results will start to happen in your favor. But there's always going to be a team that steps in the arena and is a little bit better than you, and that's just how sports are. But so I think you can't take your eye off your process too much. And I think if you do the process the right way and you compete really hard and you're tough and you're willing to you play through some things, the results will go your way in time. And I think that's how you build a sustainable program over time.
I was talking to Coach Harvell this morning and asked the same question. That again, the result, and it can be result driven, or it can be performance driven, and coaches have a different mentality about it. You're 7-2, which means you've been successful in 7 of the 9 opportunities to accomplish a base level thing for what you defined as success. If you're grading yourself as a coach, or you're grading the program yourself, does that play? Is that the leading metric, or is it potential? Is it development? Is it growth from where you were in the fall? How do you look at that? 7-2, you're 7-2. That's a thing that people can wrap their hands around. Like they can wrap their brains around.
Sure.
How do you process it? Is 7-2? Are you saying, you know what? We're working at about 77% efficiency and, result based, or no, we've taken 5 really big steps in some things, and I look forward to what we're going to become.
Sure. So I think at the end of the day, the job that I have, and you're a head coach in the athletic department, your job is to ultimately, one, to develop the student athletes and to find young men and to send them out into the real world. For me, that's number one. But if you don't win, you're not going to be doing that for very long. So you have to kind of figure out, okay, like if winning is what needs to be done, like how are we able to do that, like sustainably and also accomplish goal number 1 as well. So for me, kind of how I described is the approach that we're taking. If you ask me about a grade of myself, I always think there's more I can do. There's more to do. I'll never give myself an A, no matter what we win or what we do.
I'm not surprised by that at all.
There's nothing, and I told the guys this morning when we had our meeting, I was like, look, we could easily be 5-4 right now. We were down 3-0 against Memphis at home. We were down 3-2 and 5-3 in the third against Texas Tech on the road. And we could have easily won the 2 matches that we lost against Arkansas and Ole Miss. We could easily be 9-0 too. So the key is figuring out what this group of guys needs to do better, what the coaching staff needs to do better, and then let's hone in on it this week, and then let's go to compete again, and then we'll see from the result and how the match goes, like if we were doing the things that we needed to do, or if we need to do things differently, and then you go back to work the next day and you make adjustments again. So I think if you're ever pitching a perfect game, that's when you got to be really worried, because for one, your mind sets off and you're not doing all the things you need to do every day to put your team in the position that it needs to be for the next match. But I think also your players maybe get a little bit complacent, or they might not run for one extra shot, or they might not stay in the rally for one more ball, and those are the things where you really get to the special stuff. The special stuff's on the other side of all that. So I think we're in a really good spot right now. I think we've learned a lot. I think we have a tough team. I think we can still be tougher. I think we can still compete harder. I think our tennis can still get better. And if we just keep doing the process the way we are, I think that we'll get to where we'll maximize this team, whatever that means, by the end of the Big Ten season.
I think it's fantastic as you go through the process of determining what that is. We will stay connected and consistent and curious.
Let's go.
It's going to be fun. We'll take our first break when we come back. Coach, the Husker tennis program had a big week, and we'll give that good news and give some shout outs. And then we'll ask, maybe Coach has somebody in his schedule that if he was playing against them, he'd like to beat them more than anybody else. We'll ask those questions when we come back. Peter Corbell, DP Bach. We'll be right back.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you looking for something different for lunch or dinner in Lincoln? Big 8 is now open at 1226 P Street, serving seafood boils and Asian cuisine. Get your hands messy with fresh, flavorful seafood boils, hot, bold, and made to share. Or enjoy classic Chinese and Asian dishes. perfect for lunch, dinner, or a night out with friends and family. Big flavors, generous portions, and a brand new dining experience. Big 8, now open in Lincoln. Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Bundle up, bring your crew, and make this winter one for the books with Bachfest on Saturday, February 21st at Beer House. Enjoy winter brews that will tangle with your taste buds, polka dancing, games like Hammerschlagen and Stein Stamina, and more. Bach beer will be flowing, and sausages and pretzels will be available for purchase. Doors open at 11 a.m. and the party goes outside until 6 p.m. before moving inside. VIP tickets are $75, but just $10 gets you in the door. Buy your tickets today at beerhousenee.com for Bachfest on Saturday, February 21st. If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
It's seafood season at Amigos. Time to get that one-of-a-kind, crisp crab rangoon burrito and dip it in some sweet chili sauce. There's a crab rangoon Frenchie, too. Enjoy grilled fish, grilled shrimp, or crispy fish tacos, wrapped in warm whole wheat tortillas, topped with pico de gallo, cabbage, and Amigos Chipotle mayo sauce. From jumbo shrimp baskets or fish and chips to fish tacos, there's something for everyone. You'll love the bold, fresh flavors of seafood at Amigos. Amigos is serving up a brand new way to score the bold, fresh flavors you love with 8 affordable value meals. At $5 and $6, these meals are easy on the wallet, so treat yourself anytime. Sink into the new 3-cheese melt or taco melt, both stacked with crave-worthy flavor in every bite. There's crunchy taquito dippers, too. Perfect for dunking in Amigos' famous ranch or spicy cheese. Big flavor, small price. Value meals at Amigos.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships, one with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
A membership with John Henry's will fast-track you to front-of-the-line service, seasonal tune-ups, and far fewer unexpected moments. That means no breakdowns, no waiting on a call, and no nonsense. It's consistent care that prevents small issues from turning into big bills. Join the Comfort Club and get VIP treatment 365 days a year with 24-hour priority response, member-only discounts, and peace of mind on your home's most expensive systems. Call John Henry's.
John Henry's coming.
And electrical.
Back to One-on-One with DP. Sponsored by the Downtown Lincoln Foundation on 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome back. Peter Crovell in the building on a Tuesday. We were shouting out. We were sharing. Coach and I went to the Howler Comedy Club about a month ago. We saw Brett Ernst, a comedian, there together, and we hung out with him for a bit. And I was just with Brett this weekend, and he sent a shout out. He'll say hi to the big guy.
Great guy, great comedian.
You know,
you got to go check out the comedy club here in town too. It's Howler, you said, right?
Yeah,
it's a really cool place.
Yeah, and a great little speakeasy next to it for you to hang out and just kind of and then please go find Uncaged. It's on online. It's streaming. For Brett Ernst. He's actually working with Cody from the Howler to come back in November.
There you go.
So either November 2nd or November 9th, depending on whenever there's a Husker away game that he's trying to coordinate, and he'll be back in town. They're working on it now. They kind of pull back the curtain and let me see what the process was for how those things are done. Husker tennis, there's acknowledgement. There's an acknowledgement that people care about your program. That there are people around the program who will support it, that there's positive momentum, you're doing things right, that people want to stand up and support you. And the Huskers had an event last week, which was a fundraiser. It was a give and a donation and an ask. You came on last week and asked folks to donate and be a part of what this was. Let the folks know what the end result to that big event was for Husker tennis.
Yeah. So university-wide, every year there's an event called Glow Big Red, and it's not just an athletic department thing. It's the entire university. It's just a day of giving to your favorite department around campus, whether it's the business school or the men's tennis program. And inside the athletic department, there's an internal competition for the team. The team that gets the most total donors wins an additional $15,000 for their excellence fund, which goes towards the players and experiences for the players while they're here. And the tennis community showed up, man. We won. So we the first time ever, I believe. But we got a nice boost to our excellence fund to do some of these things with our guys that we'd like to do with them, and it's all because of you and big thanks to DP for obviously promoting everything and pitching into. Rebecca did. Bach, you might have as well.
I did, yeah.
So everyone in the room played a role, but it's a fun competition and it gets people involved with the program. All you needed to do was give $5 for us to help win, and we had 238 of you guys pitch in, which was first place by over 20 different donors. So it's pretty cool as really this is my second year as the head coach, and to win something like that means a lot to me. And obviously we're a program that's building, and I think the tennis community will never be the largest community. It'll never be bigger than football or volleyball or basketball here, maybe even baseballs and the softballs. But I think it's one of the strongest, and it can be, in my opinion, one of the strongest here in the athletic department. I think all of you guys showed that. So it's great. It's a lot of fun. Our guys were following the scoreboard the entire time and trying to get as many people involved as possible. And it's cool. I mean, it's really cool to see stuff like that happen here, where tennis has really kind of been hasn't been viewed in that light before. And for me, it's always been an honor and a privilege to be the head coach here, but to really see the community and support me like that really is something special.
It just, I was proud of you when you sent it. I was like, hey, attaboy, coach. Here's the thing. I think that putting light on elevating, we call it elevating and amplifying. That if I can highlight those spaces and help elevate Husker tennis, amplify Husker tennis, it'll help elevate. That the more people are familiar with it, access to you, finding out how you think, how you process, it allows them to become emotionally invested in this program. I've learned this over years, that access allows you to care about the program, and they're hearing about it, and folks are showing up. And I know that when I'm around town, that people will talk about, hey, I'd never been to the Dillon Tennis Center before. These are people who lived here.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Bach, you can chime in here that the big sports, the big sports, the money sports, get attention as they should. But there's so much real value to the athletic program. The identity of the athletic program may not be the football program. It may be in the Olympic sports that draw in these buildings, whether it be that tennis facility, that soccer stadium, or Devaney Center. Bach, when you pulled up to Dillon Center, share with the folks you're a Husker lifer. And to get you into that building, which was kind of the mission, what did you get from it?
Oh, it was very cool. And it was just a different, like you said, having been in Lincoln, feeling like I've seen everything that the Husker, student, we've been covering the Nebraska athletics since 2013. Yeah, I felt like I've seen everything, and that, just pulling up to the building and looking, it was like this almost an idea of like, man, I haven't seen this version of the Huskers yet, right? And so it was just cool because you can, even from outside the building, it's a different perspective than what I've had. And then going inside is just awesome. There's so much, the perspective, and I can't wait to see outdoors too when he goes outdoors. But just to be able to see everything, there's no bad seat in the house. So it was very cool.
Through all of it, and I try to get in as much as possible. And generally how it works is if I get in during the doubles, I can get a pretty good seat just off center.
Yep.
And I'm just impressed. One, the way this team supports one another. And as a coach, I know it's really difficult sometimes to get players to blend and care. How important is it to you to have your team actually support each other in their struggles, their successes, and otherwise? How do you handle it?
Yeah, I think that's stuff that is built from day one, team meeting at the very beginning of the year. And, there's some programs that treat this job more as a, individual based job, and I always say I can't treat you all the same, but I can treat you all fairly. That's kind of the motto I have with the guys. And then, they, at the end of the day, like it's the energy that we have in the building, the way we practice. You've came to a practice. It's intense. Guys are flying around. We try and work really hard, but we try and have a lot of fun while we're doing it. And then I think once the guys start to see like, hey, like all this work actually leads to something. It leads to winning. It leads to success. Then I think you can really start to build on that momentum. I think if you just go in there and you say, hey, like we got to support each other, and things don't always, you can't fake that stuff. You have to earn it, just like everything else. And I think the culture that we have, and having 5 seniors obviously helps. Guys that have been either in the program or in college tennis for a long time, they really understand that piece and care and buy into that piece. I think can make or break you, not just a match, but a whole entire season. So, when we're on the road, it's usually just us. So you got to have great energy and a great team camaraderie. You got to have guys pulling for each other. And when we're at home, we're blessed that we're having better crowds this year than ever. But, sometimes we got to muscle it out ourselves too. So, it really is all about us. And every coach will say it's all about us. And I think in tennis, we really harp on the energy piece, and where other sports, maybe the crowd's there and they don't need to focus on it quite as much. But we put a premium on that stuff for tennis.
I'm going to go back to the text line because I know you would want to speak to this directly.
Sure.
Texter says, I contributed to Globe Big Red men's tennis because of how much I enjoy you coming on the station. Love your perspective. Keep it up. What would you say to that texter?
Well, thank you very much. We appreciate it. And the fact that you just decided to donate whatever the size means a lot to me and to our players. Every dollar that we bring into the program, it has a huge impact on everything that we do. And it just gives us an opportunity to make their experience here in Lincoln and at the university even better than it is already, which is amazing. But yeah, without knowing your name or who you are, I really appreciate it to have your support. And if you haven't been out to a match, that's got to be on your checklist, item number 2. We have a big one in about 10 days at home against Oklahoma State. That would be a great one to come out and watch.
Would folks come out and they want to say hi, they want to, let you know that they're out there. After the match, what's the best way for them to get access and say hi, thank you?
Yeah,
well
sure.
done?
So it's tough after the match, depending on how things go.
Yeah.
Every match is different. But there's going to be a few weekends, specifically during the Big Ten season, that are going to be more tailored towards the fans. Fan Appreciation Weekend, where we have 2 home matches, and after each match, we're going to come up and sign autographs and take pictures and say hi and say thank you. Otherwise, you're always allowed to get involved. You're allowed to cheer. You're allowed to, never cheer against the team that we're playing, but cheer for our guys as much as you want, as loud as you want. And then after the match, you're always allowed to say, hey, great match. Thanks. Whether we won or we lost, great job, tough loss, whatever. You're always allowed to get involved and say hi. And then, after the match, regardless of what happens, I try and go upstairs to see if there's anyone left. Usually it's pretty cleared out, but if you hang out long enough, I usually make my way up there back to my office in the area up there where all the fans kind of hang out and say hi and say thank you to everybody.
I did have, and I have it in my hip pocket. I'm holding it because there's somebody that asked for tennis lessons from you. And yeah. I'm gonna make that, I'm gonna put the tools together to pass that along at the right time.
There we go.
To do that, because I think it's appropriate. His wife is an avid tennis player.
Awesome.
And he wants to just be able to support the program, but then to get his wife and his daughter down to hit balls with you.
Sure.
And I said, yeah, I think we can, I'll keep that one in my hip pocket at the right time.
We're able to do that stuff now. I got a sports club, and anyone that lives within 50 miles of the university, I'm allowed to give a lesson to. So yeah, anytime.
Yep. We're working on it. We'll take another break when we come back. I know every match is the same. Don't want to make any match bigger than another, but as we look forward at your schedule, kind sir, I know Oklahoma State is the only one that matters. I know that. But privately, just between us, we'll go through the schedule, and there's got to be one that, you know what, you get the win. You might smile a little bit more. We might as well. We'll see if we can pry an answer out of Coach Peter Cobell when we come back.
I'll write it down.
There we go. We'll be right back.
Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. You're listening to One on One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's seafood season at Amigos. Time to get that one-of-a-kind crisp crab rangoon burrito and dip it in some sweet chili sauce. There's a crab rangoon Frenchie, too. Enjoy grilled fish, grilled shrimp, or crispy fish tacos, wrapped in warm whole wheat tortillas, topped with pico de gallo, cabbage, and Amigos Chipotle mayo sauce. From jumbo shrimp baskets or fish and chips to fish tacos, there's something for everyone. You'll love the bold, fresh flavors of seafood at Amigos. Amigos is serving up a brand new way to score the bold, fresh flavors you love with 8 affordable value meals. At $5 and $6, these meals are easy on the wallet, so treat yourself anytime. Sink into the new 3-cheese melt or taco melt, both stacked with crave-worthy flavor in every bite. There's crunchy taquito dippers, too, perfect for dunking in Amigos' famous ranch or spicy cheese. Big flavor, small price. Value meals at Amigos.
Geode Health is now open in Lincoln, bringing high-quality mental health care to the community. Located downtown near Lincoln Central Business District, this is Geode's first location in Nebraska and part of a growing national footprint. Now welcoming patients to work with Dr. Eric Curry, board-certified outpatient psychiatrist specializing in adult mental health care, including treatment for ADHD, anxiety, depression, mood disorders, medication management, and more. Geode is also growing in its Lincoln Care Team, with opportunities for therapists interested in collaborative, patient-centered care. Appointments available now. Visit geodehealth.com. That's GEODE health.com.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
If you've been around Lincoln for more than a few years, you've heard of Dewey's Computer Service. We've been fixing computers for nearly 30 years. Now, we're Wingman IT, and we take care of all the things that go buzz, beep, or ding for your business. Our team of support engineers take care of everything from computers and servers to business phones, network cabling, firewalls, and most importantly, IT security. We take care of technology so you can focus on running your business. Call us or visit us at wingmanit.com.
Looking to get a room downtown or near South Lincoln? Abe Lincoln would tell you no to the Ford Theater and yes to Lincoln Hotel. Save up to 40% off downtown Lincoln prices with a nice clean room and comfortable stay. Lincoln Hotel is locally owned and offers a day pass to the city's largest locally owned gym, Good Life Fitness. Long-term stays are available. You can learn more about pricing and book your Lincoln Hotel stay today at staylnk.com or call 402-600-0565. That's staylnk.com or call 402-600-0565.
Oh, honey, I love the first few months of a new year.
Why?
I get a chance to shovel.
You hate to shovel.
Not snow, cash. The Nebraska Lottery's Cash Blast promotion is back. Buy a 2x2 ticket and get a voucher. Enter online for a chance to win a $5,000 or $500 weekly prize. And if your winning voucher is from a 7-day draw ticket, your prize is doubled.
Great. It snowed last night. Here's a shovel.
But
consider it practice.
2x2 top prize odds are 1 in 105,000.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships. One with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures.
Let's fly. Your next trip starts at Lincoln Airport with American Airlines. Now flying nonstop service to Dallas, Fort Worth, and Chicago. American Airlines connects Lincoln to major hubs and destinations around the globe. Wherever you're headed, LNK gets you there with new nonstop flights on American Airlines.
Now boarding.
Convenient, fast, and stress-free. Book your next flight at LincolnAirport.com. LNK, make flying easy.
Tune in to Outside the Box from 4 to 5 p.m. for everything you need to know about the Lincoln Stars. Join head coach Rocky Russo and play-by-play voice Alex Fern as they sit down with special player guests to tell the story of the Lincoln Stars and give you all the news and notes you need from around the USHL. That's Outside the Box with the Lincoln Stars on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see partly sunny skies. It'll be windy and warm. Afternoon high near 77. Tonight, a chance of rain early. Otherwise, partly cloudy skies. A low around 41. And tomorrow, we'll see increasing clouds throughout the day with a light breeze. And a high near 65. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey guys, it's Nick Sainer. Join me and us Norman tonight from Iowa City as 93.7 The Ticket covers Husker Basketball's big road game at 8 p.m. versus the Iowa Hawkeyes. We'll have pregame and postgame videos on the Ticket's social media pages, as well as commentary throughout the game. And we'll make sure to chime in for postgame beginning around 10 p.m. as well. Our coverage from Iowa City is sponsored by Diode Technologies, Ben Bleicher of Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador, the Lincoln Airport, and Scissors and Scotch Lincoln.
Back to One-on-One with DP. Sponsored by the Downtown Lincoln Foundation on 93.7 The Ticket.
Bach time, sir, if you would please. Pay the bills.
Yes, today's show is sponsored by Hamilton Telecommunications, bringing you the latest quality technology and communication services since 1901. Whether it's residential or business, Hamilton has the answers. Visit hamiltontel.com for more info today.
I'm just going to say this for anybody listening. And, Coach, I need for you to help them out with this. If they want to contribute, donate, assist, be a part of Nebraska men's tennis, how can they donate? What is the easiest way for them to be a part of financially supporting this program?
Yeah, so I think it starts out how you'd like to do so, whether it's through the Excellence Fund, like the Glow Big Red Project, or through NIL. That space is constantly evolving. So if you would like to contribute, you can always email me at peter.cobelt@huskers.com. That's probably the easiest way to get started. But I always tell people a little bit of money goes a long way for men's tennis. So and then you can, with the size of money that another sport would be happy to have, you can really impact the future of our program going forward, and you can be a huge part of our success now, which is amazing opportunity for a potential donor out there to know that the financial support that you give can make a huge impact on a program here at the school. So we're always looking for people to want to help out and get involved, and there's a lot of things that come with that are pretty cool. But yeah, if you ever are interested, you can always reach out to DP Bach here in the boys, or feel free to email me and or come by a tennis match and find me after the match, or however. I feel like I'm pretty easy to find, but yeah, don't be shy. I feel like I'm a nice guy. DP.
He's a giant, but he's a gentle giant.
I'm a big teddy bear. The guys on the team might think differently. But,
yeah. If you go to a practice, there's a different voice.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, your support goes a long way for us, and we would appreciate any support possible.
I asked Coach the question, and I know there's only one game. It's Oklahoma State. The next match is the only match that matters, the only one that you focus on, that you give energy to, or otherwise. But Oklahoma State, Wichita State, Michigan, Illinois, Northwestern, Southern Cal, UCLA, Washington, Oregon, Wisconsin, Purdue, Indiana, Penn State, Ohio State. If getting one win makes everything else better, right?
Yeah.
Is there one that just kind of says that everything will taste better? Every meal afterwards will taste a little better because of the win.
Sure. So I think, the correct coaching answer is Oklahoma State. That's the next one. We've already established that. But Iowa unfortunately doesn't have a men's tennis program.
How about that?
Can't say Iowa, unfortunately.
Losers.
But I guess I would say my alma mater. They're number one in the country right now, and we play them at home the last match of the year, and that's a tall task. But I think if we were to do that, I think that would, regardless of how the rest of the season goes, I think that would be the win that would be the most fun.
It's the one that make the sauce taste good, man.
So
that's how it is. Coach, thank you for always contributing, for being who you are, for sharing what it means to be a Husker. You're doing it the right way.
Thanks, DP. Thanks, Bach.
You're doing it the right way. Don't go anywhere. The walls shall shake. The ground will rumble. Adam Carricker up next here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you looking for something different for lunch or dinner in Lincoln? Big 8 is now open at 1226 P Street, serving seafood boils and Asian cuisine. Get your hands met